Go ahead and get this passenger side door on and get the suspension off of it and go ahead and start slapping it on here. We're lucky on that because at first we got lucky on just this being bent and then that was bent. I know this door looks pretty weird, but here is actual paneling. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be back to work on our McLaren 720S. As you guys seen in the previous video, we got the entire interior all back together. Now what I want to start doing in today's video is start getting like the door back on, start figuring out how everything goes in the front. So before we get started on working on this McLaren 720S, today's video is sponsored by Bespoke Post. So if you guys don't know what Bespoke Post is, it's a monthly membership that sends top shelf, under the radar items straight to your doorstep. So instead of going out and finding these crazy cool items, they send them straight to your doorstep, and we actually got a box in the mail. So let's go ahead and grab the box and see what they sent us. So here's our box right here, and the coolest thing about Bespoke Post is they actually send you over $70 worth of stuff, and this box is only $45 a month. So let's go ahead and open it up and see exactly what we got. So here's what came in our monthly package right here. Check this out. We got a super high quality duffel bag in the first package, and then we also have some pretty cool headbuds right here. Dang, 7 hours of playtime. These look pretty high quality. I can't wait to test them out later. And we also have these pretty cool setup right here with these glass cups, and it also came with a wooden board right here, so it looks really good in your house or your apartment or anything like that. So another awesome thing about Bespoke Post is when you sign up on the website, you get to choose exactly what you're interested in. So every month you'll get a package that you'll like and enjoy. So if you guys are interested in Bespoke Post to get some high quality unique items sent directly to your doorstep, make sure you hit the link down below in the description and use coupon code Vtuned to get 20% off your first order. Once again, guys, thanks to Bespoke for sponsoring today's video and making builds like this possible. Now let's get back to work on our McLaren. So the first thing I want to do on this McLaren is go ahead and get this passenger side door on, and I want to kind of get everything complete like on the body over here, and then we can start moving our way forward. We are going to have to start figuring out exactly where all these wires go, because honestly I do not know, but I think once we get the door on and the wires from the door, we can kind of see exactly where everything goes. So let's go ahead and get this door on, and then we'll move our way to the front of the car. So we brought the door over here, and now what we actually need to do is go to our other car because we need to get this top hinge right here. This tub did not come with this hinge, so let's go ahead and go to that car and take that hinge off and get this door on the McLaren. How is this thing supposed to go? Damn long. So we got this top hinge on, and I didn't tighten it fully up because once we get this door on, we might have to adjust it just a little bit. But now since we got this hinge on, let's go ahead and get this door on the car. I'm gonna move that back, lift up over it, lift up, lift it, now move it in, close it, and go, yeah, move that back. All right. Now, so we got the door on the car, and we actually lined it up pretty good. All the gaps look good right here. It doesn't line up good on the quarter panel because we still haven't put the backing plate on the quarter panel, but as you can see, the gap is gonna be pretty good right there. And it was actually off on that car whenever we first got it. The gap was pretty big, so we're gonna readjust it and make everything nice on there. Now what we need to do is start moving on to the front. What I wanna do is go to that parts car over there and get the suspension off of it and go ahead and start slapping it on here. And we also need to get this fender liner on so we can get this wiring all situated exactly where everything needs to go. So here's the passenger side suspension on this car. Everything was good, there was no damage on this side. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and take all this apart, go ahead and get these brackets off right here. And also this power steering bracket goes onto the shock bracket, in which we need to swap all of this stuff onto that car. So let's go ahead and swap everything over. Good weekend. So we got the entire suspension on this side, and we also went ahead and put the sensor on right here and the power steering reservoir right here. This bracket was a little bit bent, so I straightened it out. I might actually just go ahead and replace it later if I can find one online. But now what I want to do is go ahead and get this frame rail on here. As you can see, this is actually the part from the other car. It was ripped out, so what we need to do is just unscrew these bolts right here and slip this thing on there. So we got this frame rail all bolted on right here, and now what we need to do is start figuring out exactly how all these wires go. And I actually didn't take any pictures of the front end because it was kind of just all destroyed, so this is gonna be kind of challenging, but I think we can slowly start putting everything together and slowly start finding out where all these plugs and wires go. It's gonna be quite a big task, but once you start putting some wires together, you start figuring out everything. So what I want to do right now is go ahead and route these wires. I'm pretty sure these all go to this side over here, because this is the passenger or the driver's side door plug, and it's cracked right here. So I'm guessing this somehow goes in there. So what I need to do right now is just slowly just start finding out where everything goes. It is kind of complicated, but I think we got it. So we got most of the wires situated exactly where they need to go. All these wires right here are gonna go to the fuse box right here. So we're pretty much figuring out exactly where everything goes. and it's coming along pretty good. We got mostly everything in place. We still have a couple more stuff that we are trying to figure out where it goes and trying to figure out how the wires are going on there, but everything is coming together nicely. And we will also have to glue up some of these pieces right here. As you can see, it kind of broke off, but everything is coming together surprisingly. Now what we need to do is go ahead and go to that car, and we need to take some more parts off of it. So we're back at the original tub right here, and it's pretty crazy to think that this is the final steps to finally stripping everything off this car. We need to go ahead and remove all of these brake lines right here, or these are actually the hydraulic lines for the shocks, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that they actually made shocks with hydraulic lines. And then we also have this hydraulic unit right here in the center. I'm guessing this is what controls all four shocks on the car. And then we also need to get our ABS unit off, and it's pretty crazy because I remember in the beginning when I first bought the car, I was trying to start it up and it would not start for nothing. And I think the problem was there is no brake pressure, and there's a signal that's inside this ABS unit, and if there's no brake pressure, the car knows that there's something seriously wrong and it just won't start at all. So I think once we get everything back together, we'll easily be able to start this thing up. So let's go ahead and get all these lines off of here and get them on that car. There we go, guys. We got the ABS unit off. This bracket is a little bit bent, but I think if we heat it up, we can straighten it out pretty good. Now that we got the ABS off, let's go ahead and get this hydraulic unit off right here. So we got these hydraulic lines on and this hydraulic pump right here on the car. We also went ahead and routed everything through, got everything up. It was kind of bent because these frame rails, if you guys remember, they were completely ripped off on the other car, so we had to straighten them out and put them back into place. And we also got our ECU back on. Everything's bolted up pretty good. And now what we need to do is actually probably go ahead and put this steering rack on. But what I really want to do right now is take this apart because it's kind of weird. It seems like something's bent right here, because as you guys can see, this side is pretty good, all nice and straight, and then this side won't straighten out. So let's go ahead and take this boot off and see what's going on under here. So we got this boot off, and we actually have some really good news, and it turns out just the tie rod is bent right there, and this piece right here is actually not bent, which is pretty cool because this steering rack is around $3,000, so we got super lucky. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and just remove this tie rod and go ahead and put this back on the car. Ooh. So I got this inner tire rod off and the threads are kind of destroyed on here, but I looked inside here and they're actually really good. And you can probably see, I don't know how the camera's picking it up, but the threads inside there are good. So I'm guessing this metal is a little bit weaker than that. So we got super lucky on that, because at first we got lucky on just this being bent and then that was bent. So let's go ahead and get this steering rack back underneath the car. So we went ahead and put the steering rack underneath. I haven't bolted it down because we are waiting on the subframe, but everything up front is coming together pretty good. We got everything lined up, all the wires exactly where they need to go. That one goes like that. You can see it even clips onto that line right there to the hydraulics, and you have that right there. So everything is coming together pretty easy on the front end of this car. And we did already order a subframe. And the crazy thing is, guys, I got a super good deal. When I first bought this car, I was looking at the subframe and it was around $4,500 on eBay. I waited around 2 months and now they accepted my offer for $2,500. So I pretty much got a huge discount just by being patient on this car. And I was thinking about buying that parts car, but it's still not assigned. And sometimes those cars sit at the auction for years at a time, months, man, it might take forever. So we're probably just gonna go ahead and just start piecing everything back together, because in the front it looks like it's super complicated, but really there's not much stuff. Like, we need to get this bracket right here. This is one bracket that comes off here and holds the fender, and then we also will be needing to buy the brackets that hold the reinforcement bar on, because our reinforcement brackets were just completely destroyed right here. I think maybe we could actually weld this one back together, but I'm not too sure. Might as well just replace it. So I'll have to call the dealer up and see if we can get those. But yeah, guys, it's coming together pretty good. And I was gonna try to start the car in today's episode, but check out our fuse box. It is absolutely destroyed. But we do have a new one ordered off of eBay. It should be here next week, and a lot of other parts are gonna be here next week. And we also went ahead and ordered this entire left suspension with the knuckle and all the control arms, so we can go ahead and assemble this side also. And I did go ahead and put this door on right here. Check this out. If you guys remember, I did order this door a while back, and we went ahead and put it on, and everything lines up pretty good on it. It opens and closes exactly how it should be. But I think we do need to do a little bit more adjusting on it, because the gaps are a little bit off right here. And let me tell you, these doors are really hard to adjust. There's a lot of adjustment over here, and it's weird because when I was taking off these hinges off that car, these bolts were like all the way forward or all the way back. So I guess it depends on how the car was built, or how you gotta, I guess you gotta like adjust it. And there was also shims. There's about 3 shims right here. There's shims down here. There's shims right here. So I'm guessing they have to shim them depending on how the body was built. I guess maybe there's a little bit of play in the bodies. And I know this door looks pretty weird, but here is the actual paneling from the other door. As you can see, it is a little bit broken right here. I think we can possibly fix this piece right here, because all it is a little bit of cracks right there by the mirror. We have a little bit of scratches, but nothing too major. And as you can see, it did split from the back. Here is the actual backing of the door. So it ripped in half, but luckily it kind of just pulled off the seams, and all this is pretty good. And then this bottom piece right here is destroyed right there. So I don't know if we'll either order a new one or get like some kind of carbon fiber ones and make it really nice. But these parts can kind of wait. These are just the body panels. What we're really kind of getting slowed down on is all the parts up front, because I really want to get this thing started and possibly a rolling chassis by next week. As long as that suspension comes in and that subframe comes in, we can go ahead and get this thing rolling and possibly driving. We'll probably drive it up the road and just see how it drives, make sure everything's right, because as you guys know, we did change the entire engine out, or we just swapped it over, and it's a pretty huge job. And for my first time working on a McLaren, I'm kind of skeptical of what's going to happen, but hopefully in the next episode we will be changing the oil in the car, filling it up with antifreeze, go ahead and set up everything in the back, get everything ready to get this thing on the road. So guys, that's gonna be pretty much a wrap for today's video. We got a little bit of work done up here, but guys, it is getting a little bit finicky because we were trying to figure out exactly how all these wires are going, and we pretty much have everything routed exactly how it needs to be. And hopefully in the next episode we will have the subframe on. We can go ahead and bolt everything up. We'll even have this suspension, so this car will pretty much be a rolling chassis. And in the next episode we also will probably start on the body work, start getting everything, like start figuring out exactly what we're gonna do with this door. Hopefully hopefully we can either save this. If we can't save it, we'll have to get a new one. And we also have a little bit of damage on this quarter panel, so we'll probably start working on all of that since we are kind of slowing down because the parts are in transit right now. So that's gonna be it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and I wish you guys a happy new year.